It is about 6 o'clock in the morning. Caleb and I are out here in the DIY shower curtain paint booth. What Caleb and I don't know yet is that this paint job is going to turn out atrocious. What's more, there is an element of mystery to it. You see, in one paint job, we get results that span from pretty darn good to downright terrible, all in one go. You want to find out why? It took me a while. Stay tuned, see if you can figure out why this job turns out not only bad, but with two very different results. It is a balmy 76 degrees in Utah. All of our panels are primed and cleaned. This morning we're mixing up some Eastwood Coastal Highway Blue to match the cab and painting the doors, the fenders, the hood, and a couple of other miscellaneous things throughout here. Caleb, are you excited to be up this morning?
Nope.
Did you sleep well last night?
Yeah.
And did the alarm ring a little too early?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay, you ready to get it on?
Yeah, let's
Caleb's going to paint this morning. I'm going to be the blind coach. We're going to start by painting this panel right down here. This is an extra door. That'll give us a chance to feel out the gun a little bit and get Caleb warmed up. And then once that panel's done, we've got the front trim piece over here. We've got the two doors hanging there. The hood is here. Both fenders on this side and the hinges and interior panel pieces hanging in the corner. We have the fans running at the exit, and we have a fan running at the entrance over here. We'll close off the paint booth and get going. Man, I'm flipping paint everywhere. I guess I better get my spacesuit on. So the rule is 8 by 8. So if you hold the gun 8 inches away, you should get about an 8-inch fan. Looks about right, doesn't it? And we've got a high 20, about 21, 22 pounds coming out, which is good. That should atomize the paint well. Hey, you want to practice on that door? Talk to me about what you're going to do before you do it.
I was just gonna paint like right there.
Okay. You're going to hold it about 8 inches away. That's about this far right here. Just a little closer. Yep, right there. You're going to practice holding it that far away and holding a steady stream, keeping the gun angled the same all the way across. You're going to practice moving the gun before you pull the trigger. Right? So you'll be on the move and then you'll pull the trigger and then move about a half swath down and go back the other direction. Let's see it.
Like
That's
that?
really thin. What are you going to do to fix that? You've either got to get closer or move slower, or we can see how much the paint's open, but I think it's open all the way. You're a little too far away. So here's your, that's 9 inches to my thumb. Yeah. That was good. Slow it down just a little more. Be a little closer. Yeah, keep that 8-inch. I would be about right here. Moving too fast again. Right idea, but you were going too fast. That's it. Yep, that's it. And then you'd go down a half a swath. That's good. That was moving just a little bit too fast right there, but that was good. Come paint this last corner right here. So I would probably go across the top here, and then I'd kind of come back in here and try to hit some of those little nooks and crannies. Then I'd come across the front and then across the chin. That's probably what I would do. Slow down. Yep, there you go. That's good. 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 That one was a little thin, but that's okay for a first coat. You're just a little far away. That's it. money. That's the one. Beautiful. That's good, Caleb. That's good. Give me just a little bit more overlap. There, right there. Are you done?
I don't know. I painted everything.
Once. We gotta paint it 3 times.
All right. We let it dry. No.
Nope.
Yeah.
You let it flash, which is like it gets tacky but not dry. So it's about every 15 minutes, which is about how long it takes you to make a round. So yeah, we just keep going.
Well, how about you do this one? My arm really hurts.
You ready to hit the next one? Okay.
Yeah. I'll hit the next one after that.
All right.
All done?
All done.
You got a fresh 2 coats of paint on your face.
Here we are after about 24 hours. Caleb put on 3 and in some places 4 coats of blue paint across all of these panels. And I need a little bit of help because we have a frustrating situation to deal with. After coating everything with the same paint, same sprayer, same settings, the underlayment was the same metal, everything was sanded in advance and then primed, and then the primer was sanded, and then we applied this paint, and look at how things turned out. On the hood, it looks, I mean, it's like a chalkboard. The orange peel is so bad that, I mean, you can feel it. It's rough to the touch coming across. It's all pretty much consistently the same. This door, much the same. Really a terrible reflective surface. That's a lot of work to clean that up. And if it were all that way, I could actually accept it. Here's the thing that stands out that's really strange. Look at this door. While not perfect, it is night and day different. Some of the imperfections there are just in the metal. This is old sheet metal that's being reused. But the reflection is really pretty good, and I don't know how well the camera picks up on this, but I mean, it's clean, and for a daily driver, I probably wouldn't touch that. Maybe just a little bit of cut and buff, but it's minor. And for the most part, this door is pretty dang good. Right? Not perfect, but pretty dang good. In comparison, back to this other door, what in the world happened? What is different between these two doors? Is it something different below the paint? Is it something different in the... it went on the same. What's the difference? Same day, same application, same number of coats, same paint, same, as nearly as I can tell, it's the same everything. This morning I'm back out in the paint booth. I can't believe that I didn't get what was causing the lumpy and orange peel finish. And actually, orange peel isn't really the right word for it. It really is lumpy. These panels were filling up with paint dust from inadequate ventilation, which is why I had the one door panel that finished out okay and the rest was so bad, because most of the panels are turned out away from the ventilation. The one panel is right in next to the exit fans. Those exit fans pulled all of the paint dust away from it, and so that one panel turned out reasonably well. The rest of them are completely covered with flying debris that was then sealed into them with the next layer of paint. So anyway, I get it now. I'm back at it now, and at this point we're tackling the problem differently. Rather than trying to paint everything at once, I'm starting out now with just one panel. The hood and the fenders are still hanging here. They are still, I'll call them good side out. And the other panels have been pulled out of the paint booth. The only thing sitting in here now is the door. This door was arguably the worst of it. I don't know, maybe it's not all that different, but we looked at it quite closely and decided that we would go pretty aggressive. We've sanded it down with 400, and while it still has its imperfections, those are the ones that we're willing to live with. And this morning I'm going to hit it with another couple of coats. But just this piece. The rest of the pieces will have to wait. We'll do them one at a time in hopes that the ventilation can keep up with the paint so that we don't get all that overspray dust everywhere. The good news is the interiors are fine. I'm not, the finish on those doesn't need to be great. Never was really set up to be great. So the bottom now of what is this panel sitting on the table, but we don't need to worry about that. We're just trying to get a nice glossy finish on the exterior panel so I can leave this direction, which also makes it easier to put the paint on thick and not produce runs. So those things combined should help us with getting a good finish on this panel now. Well, that's laying on there completely different. Completely different. The room feels different. I came out of here last time with a blue face, which is indicative of having paint particles floating around in the room. And this already looks like, although I can see a couple of spots that aren't perfectly well reflective, I don't know that I'll even have to do anything with this panel. It's laid out really well. Night and day. I can see the lights in it. The reflection is good. Look, it's got its bumps and its bruises in there. It's not perfect. I can see it, and especially when I side along there. But boy, that is so much better than it was. So much better. Give that a 15-minute flash time and hit it again. Wow! Golly, that's infinity better. Good grief. Well, that's an interesting lesson I had to learn the hard way. I wanted to get all of the pieces in, get them sanded, ready, prepped, paint them all at once so that I only had to clean up once. It also facilitates a nice round, because if it takes about 15 minutes to go through each panel, then the flashing cycle is natural. Bad idea. Trying to tackle too much at once in a small area, inadequate ventilation in a small homemade DIY shower curtain paint booth. This worked much better, and while it's kind of a pain to have to hit it and then come back the next day and hit another one and come back, it'll take me a few days to cycle through all these parts. That's the right way to do it, at least in this situation. The finish on this is just night and day different from what I had. Much, much, much better.